So I'm making this recording on Thursday night, January 13th, and it's for the purpose of giving the students who missed out on the classes on Wednesday and also the Thursday class today what we would have done in that first class, as well as telling the people on the Friday class, January 14th, my voice is still quite bad. I'm recovering from the COVID. And so what I'm doing is making this little video to tell you what we would have covered on my website in that first class. So first of all, how do you get to my website? Well, simply just go to Google and type in e-commerce professor. And even if you don't spell it right, I rank #1 in the world on all major search engines. Yeah, seriously. Okay, want to test me? Go to Yahoo. Type in the same thing. After the ads. Right there, boom. Okay. What else? MSN, yeah. Okay, let's type in. There we go. #1. Okay, so you just go there and you find my website. Okay, Whitaker.com. Whitaker.com is just a made-up word. WI stands for William, TI stands for Tim, GE for George, and R for Richardson. So that's my domain name, Whitaker.com, rather than saying ProfessorTimRichardson.com, which sounds kind of stush. So that's where you can find all the other courses and everything else about me teaching you. These are all the courses that I teach and have taught at Seneca over the past 24 years. I also taught at U of T Mississauga for 15 years, and I also taught at U of T Scarborough as well for about 16 years also. On this page here, you also have things like a tips box, teaching schedule, news gallery, contact information, etc. But I just want to go straight to the MRK460 right here. And this is the web page for the course. And everything you need to know is here. Everything from the grading and evaluation, the assignments, how to do class participation, the detailed weekly lecture notes, information about the textbook, discussion about the tests and exams. There are no test exams. And then we get into the breakdown. So basically this is just a big list of all the things I'm going to talk about in class in sequential order. All right, just like this. And at the top here I've got this little sort of dates broken out. This is the Wednesday class, and this is going to be your exact classes. This is the Wednesday afternoon class, and this is going to be your exact classes. And this is the Thursday class right here, and this is the Friday class. So there are 4 sections of this class, and I teach all 4 of them. All right. So the reason I'm telling you that is for some reason that you couldn't get up in time on January 19th to attend the 9:50 Wednesday class, you can just hang around, send me an email, and then I'll also send you the login and password to come into the class at 1:30 on Wednesday. Or if you missed the class on Wednesday, you want to come to class on Thursday, that's okay. Just tell me about 10 minutes before the class, send me an email, and I'll send you the user ID and the password for the Zoom session. All right. In the first class, what we would have discussed is things about earning class participation, how to do that, and I've got a video that describes this. And I've got videos for almost everything we do in this course. When COVID came about in March of 2020, I remember it was the 3rd week, and everybody was panicking because the department chair sent a note to everybody saying, don't come to class on Monday, we're going to be teaching all online, and all my colleagues were freaking out. But me, I was totally calm, cool, and collected because I have been teaching this course basically online or hybrid for about 10 years, and I had all these videos already in existence. So what I did was I took my dog, Ranger, and went out to the woods behind my house, and I built a big, huge fire. I spent about 2 or 3 hours out there making all these little GoPro videos about every single thing I could think about of the topic. Because at the time that COVID hit, we were just getting into the 3rd week of March, and the course was just about to wind up. And the students were worried about how they're going to finish the course and what we're going to do. So I made these videos describing everything they're going to need, which still apply today because here we are now in January 2022, and we're still doing this online. So all you have to do is just go to that screen capture page. There's about 10 videos here telling you all kinds of things based on students sending me emails saying what they needed to know. Okay? And this is another page as well talking about all the different things related to doing the final group project. All right? Okay. Now, I also would have talked in the first class about reading the newspaper on a regular basis, and also talk about getting rich in the stock market and industry sectors and so on. So I want you to look at these 4 videos and make comments on them. Now when you do that, all you have to simply do is look at the video and all right, you can see it here. So all you have to do is just look at it and then put in, now you don't have to put your last name in it. Just put in 460 summer 2013. Just put Kyle Lam, all right? You don't have to put your last name into YouTube. That's not necessary. If you put in your first name and what section you're in, like, the Wednesday section or the Thursday section, I'll be able to know who you are. And that's, you don't have to tell me anything else, because my YouTube account is connected to my email. So every time someone makes a comment, I know within about an hour or so. All right? And you can make comments on any of the videos for the course. Okay, and things I talked about in the first class, I talked about IPOs and business slang and do we have a quorum and so on. So there's the reference to what we're talking about in terms of Shopify, which is one of the companies that was created by my former students at U of T Scarborough, Vern Ho, Satish Kanwar, and Andrew Peak, who founded the company that merged into Shopify and became multimillionaires in a very short period of time. So I want you to look at that story, because that could happen in the future again as well, because there's many opportunities for many students for companies that are similar like this in the future. So one of the reasons why I want you to read the newspaper on a regular basis is so you can find out about the names of young startup companies created by former students of mine, and you can get in on the action in the very beginning instead of reading about it afterwards in the magazine. So that's another reason to read the newspaper on a regular basis. Then there's a couple of videos here talking about grizzly stories and grizzly bears, which is self-explanatory. If you look at the video, it's kind of interesting. The concept is that your success in international business, and also business and marketing in general, is based upon you being able to talk and describe something in a very colorful way that causes another person to be interested and therefore agree to what you suggest. And that's not really often taught in school. It's something that you sort of learn as you get older by making presentations and going through your experience. But it's something that you can understand the concept of, and that's why I want you to watch those 2 videos, because I'm going to constantly tell you little stories as we go through the course that are interesting, and that's one of the reasons why I use that method, to be able to make the stories interesting so people can remember them. Other things we'll talk about in the first class are the difference between global marketing and international marketing, and also I'll use an example of the 6 environments. Now you mostly know the political, economic, social, cultural, and technology, but there's actually 6 environments. There's political, economic, social, cultural, and technological. There's also the geographic environment, which is weather, climate extremes, and also the competitive environment. And I talk about the geographic environment, standing on the front yard of my house in Jamaica and talking about the dry spell there. Also the different types of opportunities, market development, market penetration, why you should export. We're going to discuss that in the first class as well. So you would just simply click that link, read that, and then you'd be prepared for the first class. This is another very interesting, talking about the 10 fingers of business and marketing. I would strongly recommend that you watch this video, because everybody who sees it puts it into an understanding and saying, this is now how I can finally explain to somebody what is the difference between business and marketing. And that would be about it for the first class. So yeah, I would also talk about sources of information, and where you get, when a professor tells you to do a project, you're not really sure where to get the information from. This discusses it. So read that, and then after you've done that, I'll discuss it in the first class to make sure you get some detail. But Cinda, one of my former students, I made a great video talking about these 3 points in some more detail. And also this video here talking about industry associations. So that's what we're going to do for the first class. And I'm sorry it all got screwed up because of me still recovering from COVID, and also the technology blackout that we had there in the Wednesday class.